Hi, my name is Jim McDaniel, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Bonito, Brazil. Tell you a little bit about the logistics, what there is to see and do there. It's, it's one of the most fascinating natural aquatic areas in the world. Because of the enormous quantity of limestone in the ground, the water of the rivers passes through a natural filter, giving it an unbelievable blue color and a visibility up to about 40 or 50 meters. And you can just see how clear and beautiful the water is in this photo. It's one of those places that has been very popular with Brazilians, and in the past few years has started becoming more popular with foreigners as word has gotten out about it. Some of the attractions of the place are the hundreds of waterfalls, lakes and rivers, over 80 caves, and many species of fish and other wild animals. It's located in southwestern part of Brazil. Like here's Bonito is right here. Here's the border. Here's Paraguay to the left of this red line. Here's Argentina below this line here. Here's Iguazu Falls. It's 744 kilometers from Iguazu to Bonito. And then here's Campo Grande, which is the closest major airport, which is 267 kilometers from Campo Grande, from Bonito. So because of the distances involved, the transfer costs are kind of high if there's just one or two people. Unless you use the group transfers that we can offer there each day. There's one that departs Campo Grande at 2:30 in the afternoon and arrives to Bonito at 8 o'clock p.m. And then on the way back, it departs Bonito at 7:30 in the morning and arrives Campo Grande at 1 p.m. So that's the cheapest way to do the transfers. There are also flights from Campo Grande to the little airport in Bonito, but they're only twice a week on Thursdays and Sundays on Trip Airlines, and sometimes it's hard to book that airline. The tourism structure here is kind of different, and I want to explain how. For one thing, you have to buy the entrance fees and the tours in advance. You can't just show up at the attractions and try to pay there. And the other thing is they're all on private farms outside of the city. For example, this is supposed to symbolize the city of Bonito here, and then you can see like Blue Lake Cave is 20 kilometers this direction. Sucuri River is 20 kilometers this direction. The Prata River, 50 kilometers this direction. So they're all outside of the city. It is possible to rent a car and drive to these places, but the guides there don't speak English, so you're kind of at a loss, if you want to get information about what to do and what you're seeing and all that. There are some scheduled group tours that go to some of the attractions, but again, they only have Portuguese-speaking guides who just speak very basic English. They can tell you, go this direction, go that direction, or, meet back here at this time, or that type of thing, but they won't be able to give you much information about what you're seeing or doing. So if you want to have a good English-speaking guide, then you have to do a private tour, and that's what we normally offer to people. Now I'm going to explain some of the most popular things to see and do there. Here's a picture of Blue Lake Cave, which is probably the most beautiful cave of the region. To get there, you have to walk down a staircase of 292 steps to get down to the level of the water, where you can see the beautiful blue color that's caused by the calcium carbonate and magnesium that it goes through. This cave is approximately 400 million years old, and divers have gone down as far as 57 meters, where they found fossils of prehistoric animals such as giant sloths, saber-toothed tigers, and other animals like that. This Blue Lake Cave is 20 kilometers outside of town. Another thing that's popular there is snorkeling. The Rio de Prata, or the Sakuri River, is one of the most popular ones because it has some of the clearest river water in the world. You start out by visiting the headwaters, where you can see the water coming out of the sand, and it's a really beautiful phosphorescent blue and green color. And then from there you snorkel about 2 kilometers down, just observing all the fish in the water and all the plants alongside the river. This is another half-day tour, and it's 25 kilometers outside of town. Another popular river for snorkeling is the Rio del Prata. This one is 50 kilometers outside of town. You have to take a 1-hour walk along a jungle trail to get to the headwaters of it, and then you can do about an hour and a half worth of snorkeling in the springs. There's another attraction located in this same area, so it's often combined with the snorkeling, and it's called the Macaw's Hole, the Buraco das Araras, which means Macaw's Hole. This is actually, or was, a cave whose roof caved in. So now it's a 500-meter circumference, and it's 124 meters deep. And down at the bottom, it's a special ecosystem that you can see in this photo that's made up of a forest and a lake, complete with fish, algae, and everything else you would expect. Down there's also fruit-eating bats, insect-eating bats, reptiles, small rodents, and birds, among them the namesake, the beautiful red and green macaws, like you can see in this picture here. Waterfalls are popular there. Here's a tour to the Boca da Anca eco tour. On this tour, you walk down a jungle trail for about 2,800 meters, passing by 100-year-old trees and 12 other waterfalls, until you get to the end of the trail, where you see this one. It's called the Jaguar's Mouth. Here you can swim at the bottom of the waterfall in the natural swimming pool. For those who want a little more excitement, there's also a platform of 90 meters that you can rappel down. So for people, like I say, who want a little more excitement on their trip, this area is 58 kilometers from town, and it's usually it's a full day tour. There's several other places where there's waterfalls too, and there, such as the Estancia Mimosa, or the Mimosa Farm. Besides just swimming at the waterfalls, you can walk on the trails and see all the luscious plants. There's all the orchids and bromeliads and things like that. You can also do some rafting there. It's not going to be anything like a class 4 or class 3. Just kind of, it's kind of mildly exciting. Mostly the kids do it because it's not dangerous, but it is a bit of excitement. You can also go tubing. Again, mostly for the kids. This is it's a short little trip. It's usually about an hour trip, and just not too far from the city, only 7 kilometers. There's also opportunity for doing some biking, horseback riding, or zip lining. The biking and horseback riding is in the Sakuri River area, so you can combine that with the snorkeling on the Sakuri River. If you're divers, there's also several great spots for you. For beginners, you can do discover dive trips on the Formosa River or the Rio del Prata River. But for those who are more advanced, you can do dive trips to places like the one in this picture, the Anhumas Abyss. On this one, there's a little added bonus because you have to rappel 72 meters down to get to the diving platform. Once you're under the surface there, you'll see things like these enormous conical structures that are up to 16 meters high. There's also other nature carved sculptures down there that you'll see, and it is very easy to see because you have a visibility of up to 60 meters down there. For this, you have to have an open water diver certificate. There's another place that's popular, the Mimosa Cave. It's considered to be one of the 5 most beautiful caves in the world, and for that one you have to be certified as a cavern diver. Another place I want to mention is called the Mysterious Lagoon. The reason it got its name because nobody really knows how deep it is. So far it's been explored down to 220 meters, but that's not the bottom. To get there you have to go down some stairs till about 70 meters down in order to get to the diving level where you face the beautiful crystal clear water on the surface. For this one, you have to be open diver certified also. While in the area, a lot of people like to combine a trip to the Pantanal, the southern Pantanal. Pantanal is one of the most it's the best wildlife viewing in the Americas. Here's a picture of the area. The distances don't look too far on the map, but here's Bonito. Here's one of the lodges we use. It's 150 kilometers, and then so it takes about 2 hours to get there. And then here's another one of the lodges we use that's deeper in, and this takes 4 to 5 hours to get to. And these are all by private transfers because there's not enough traffic to merit having regular bus service, and also some of them are kind of hard to get to because of the roads, so buses just couldn't get there. Then you have to, normally you would go back to Campo Grande, and so say from this lodge back to Campo Grande it's about 4 hours, and from this lodge it takes 6 or 7 hours to get back. So you have to take that in consideration when you're planning your flights. Now there are some lodges that are closer. They're like in this area, but then you're not really in the heart of the Pantanal, so you don't see as much wildlife. So it kind of defeats the purpose, to just go there to be closer if you're not going to see what you came for. Normally, on average, We have people that stay about 4 days in Bonito. That'll give you 2 full days for activities. Some people will do an extra day. Then if you combine Bonito and the Pantanal, the average stay is 6 days. Some people stay 7 days. That's kind of most of the information I wanted to pass on to you to kind of give you an idea of what's involved. If you have any more questions, there's my email there, phone number. Just contact me and see what I can do to help you out. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.